Hi, Theresa. This is going to be so much fun. You are one of our main stage speakers for our upcoming Empower and Elevate conference on March 20th, which is like 2.5 weeks away. And I am so excited that you're going to be up there. You were on the panel last time on the panel discussion, and it was so fun to hear so many wonderful women sharing their experiences. So I'm really excited for you to be able to share your brilliance as a main stage speaker this time. So why don't you go ahead, in case somebody watching this doesn't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I am so excited too, by the way. I just needed to say that. So, hi, everybody. I am Theresa Paganini. I am the owner of eLOVEate. Sounds like elevate, but spelled with the word love in it, because I believe that when you love yourself entirely and unconditionally, you have no choice but to thrive and succeed. And so I use love as my foundation for my confidence building programs through eLOVEate.
I love that. Awesome. Now, you go ahead and tell us about your Elevate, your program, everything that's going on with that, so that people can get a better idea of what it is that you're doing within that
Absolutely.
brand.
Right. So I've got various level programs. I try to keep it very simple. So I do have an app that's about to be launched that will support the framework that I will share with you in my speech, in my keynote. And that helps women to create a consistent confidence building practice. And so I provide the practice through the app. I provide the reminders through the app because the chaos of our lives always steals from our great intentions. And
Yes.
so the app is really the base. Get in there, start doing the work, uh, and more of that self-paced. I feel like I got this. And then I have a 30-day program as well. And this is for the woman that is really at that point of her life where she knows self-confidence is holding her back, or the lack
Yes.
thereof of it. And she's ready to do something about it. And so wants to have a 30-day deep dive, really have a transformational month, and then uses the app actually to enhance and continue the practice going forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I also have a VIP program, and that is really for a select few. I only take 4 women a year. And it's really for those that have, usually you can work on confidence overall, but usually it's for women that have this area of their life that is significantly being challenged by their low self-confidence, whether it's their body
Mm.
image, whether it's their marriage, whether it's their career. And they want really hands-on work specific to how they change their mindset, their behavior in a confident way in regards to that one area of their life.
That is awesome. And I had the pleasure of being one of your beta testers for your app, and it is fantastic because it does exactly what you said. It reinforces what kind of negative self talk did I have today? And how could I replace that? And, how long even did because a lot of times I've got, all of us have that constant chatter going on in our heads. And I drive my husband crazy because sometimes I'm saying it verbally and he's like, are you talking to me? So should I be listening? I don't know. So anyway, but we have that constant, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that, or oh, da da da, instead of saying, you know what, I made a mistake. Because we don't talk
Right?
to ourselves like we would talk to our best friend,
Nope.
and we should be our own best friend, and we should give ourselves grace, and we should give ourselves kudos when we've accomplished something. um, the other day, we've had a pile of laundry. I've been so busy. We've had a pile of clean laundry sitting in our bedroom. And the other day, I actually like got up and I folded it and put it all away. And like that was my big accomplishment for the day because
Well, you've
it's
been
been
sitting there
bugging
for a
me.
while, right? So you're like,
Yes, it's been
yeah.
there for a while. Exactly. And I'm like, you know what? I need to take more time to celebrate those small wins because we tend to just like brush them under the rug. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? And I just love everything that you are helping women with and giving them the permission to say, you know what? It's a crappy day. It's okay to have a crappy day. Let's just say what it is and let's move on. Let's move forward, and there's no need to beat ourselves up. We need to be our own best friend and we need to love ourselves. So talk to us a little bit about your journey? Because have you always loved yourself?
No, 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 no. I'm a very different woman today than I've been. So I'm almost 50, and through those 50 years, there's been constant battles with self-love and self-confidence. And honestly, I've come so far, and I'm such a different person today than I was when I started this journey 25, almost 30 years ago. And it's a journey. And
It is.
so, yeah, 30 years ago, think poverty, think obesity, think rejection. There was a lot of my life that was not nobody would have admired me. Let's put it that way. And I always was an extrovert, and a lot of times people confuse extroversion with confidence, and they're not the same thing.
Mm,
And confidence isn't necessarily the loudest person in the room. Confidence is not necessarily the person that's going to walk in and is the center of the party. That's
yes.
extroversion, and that's different. And so having been an extrovert, people would assume confidence, but if they actually knew me and they saw my life, they realized that was not true. And so as a result of lack of self-love and a lack of confidence, I battled multiple eating disorders. I was in toxic codependent relationships with addicts. I was in really low income jobs.
Hmm.
Worked I've lived in government housing, like right outside the project. So I've done my time, and all of that stemmed from the fact that I didn't believe I was worthy of more, and I didn't have the confidence in my ability to go after more. And at a pivotal time of my life, when I was at my greatest low and I had to make that decision, is this what my life's going to be like? Because I'm not okay with that. And making that choice to change it. And then once you make that choice, you got to make that choice every single day, every single hour. It's like being a part of a 12-step program, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, and constantly making the choice to act like the person you want to be if you don't love the person that you are.
I love that. And that is, I think that that is such a great reminder that it's not going to be this light switch that you flip and all of a sudden, oh, I believe in myself and I'm good. And, it's going to be, like you said, you have to work on it constantly and be present and realize, think about what you're thinking about and just, the whole thing. And I love that you said you have to choose and you have to keep on choosing. And that is so powerful once we realize, wait, I have a choice in this. I don't have to accept where I am right now as my final destination. I at any moment can choose, okay, this isn't okay for me and I want something different. And not that it's going to be easy. I don't want to say that at all, because it most likely won't be. But the growth that you get along the way and the new connections and relationships that you have, and that's one of the reasons why I love the Empower and Elevate conference, is those connections and those relationships that you begin at the conference can continue throughout the year. And you know that you're not alone in your journey. And a lot of times we try and keep, at least I do, try and keep, like, I don't want to let anybody know what's going on in my life. Everything's hunky dory, everything's great. But deep down, maybe I'm struggling with something. And that's something that we learned as entrepreneurs with our other business, that we need each other. We need to be able to grab hands and walk alongside each other and know that what we're doing is right. And it is, even if it feels, because there's days that you feel like, what in the world am I doing? Why am I doing this to myself? As far as
Right.
being an entrepreneur or a business owner, or maybe taking the next level in your career. And being able to just have that group of women behind you saying, you absolutely can do this, you've got this is just a moment that you're having. A Tab and I will talk about that sometimes too, because one of us will wake up and we'll be like, I don't know why, but I just feel funky today. And but at the same time, we know, because we've had enough of those times, that they're not going to be forever, and
Right.
that we again have to make that choice to lift ourselves out of it and either get out of the house or go to a networking event or something where you're going to have to get out of that negative thought pattern.
And also understanding the negative thought pattern may be serving you a purpose. And maybe it's okay to sit in it for a second. Because if you're willing to fail forward, if you're willing to see every high and every low as a forward step, there is no bad day because
Ooh, I
every
like that.
day is providing you something for growth. And so, from a confidence perspective, you were saying, right, we don't even acknowledge the little things. With so many of the women I work with, don't acknowledge the big things. We create
Mm.
such a habit of not acknowledging that when we make $100,000 deal, we're like, well, that's really cool, but it wasn't a million. And it's like, oh my God. Okay, but how do you get to a million? 100,000 at a time, 1,000 at a time. Like celebrate everything. And so that's how we can fall into that negative mindset. And so sometimes that negative mindset is a good reminder of, have I been showing gratitude? Have I been acknowledging all of the work? Have I recognized the small wins that eventually lead to the big wins? And sit in it for a second and maybe let yourself just be not okay, knowing there's a message in there somewhere. And then, yeah, sure, get yourself out of it. But I agree. And with the journey, it is challenging the whole time, but in different degrees and in different ways. I am
Yes.
so much more confident by a factor of 1,000. And so the things that were hard for me before are not hard for me at all anymore. But now there's new things to challenge me, bigger
Right.
things to challenge me that make me go, oh, how unshakable am I? And what will
Mm.
it take for me to become unshakable in this scenario? What do I
Yeah.
need to practice now? And so when there's always that feeling of, as long as I've got momentum, the body in motion stays in motion. As long as I've got momentum, it's so much easier. So if you commit to that
Yes.
practice every single day, you'll gain the support of others, right? And the sisterhood of Empower and Elevate. You'll see the successes, you'll see the rewards, you'll bounce back faster. And everything feels easier because you have momentum behind you.
Yes. Oh, I love momentum. That is like my favorite thing is because really, I mean, even just starting a new exercising, going back to the gym, whatever it is that you're starting, those first few weeks are the hardest. And then once you've gotten into that habit of, okay, this is just what I do. And, there's no
Question?
negotiation. Yeah, there's no question. There's not a negotiation. I just do this. And, and having that momentum. And then, the thing that I love about it is once you have conquered a habit or conquered something, then it's like, okay, what else can I conquer that I didn't think I could do? Like for me, growing out my bangs, I didn't think I'd ever be able to grow out my bangs. And I know that's something totally silly, but for me, it was, I couldn't. I was just
Yeah.
like, I do not have the patience for this. And I did. And another one was I used to drink Diet Dr. Pepper by the gallon. I didn't drink any water at all. It was all Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was like seriously addicted. And I've made posts about this on Facebook, but like when I decided to quit and start drinking water, I would have dreams about me cheating and drinking diet soda. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay, this is ridiculous that I have this bad of a problem. And it
that's
took me,
hysterical.
I am not kidding you, it took me a good 3 months to stop having dreams about cheating myself on drinking diet soda. And every once in a great while, I'll still kind of get that, oh, I should have a diet. But then I'm like, no way, I haven't had a diet in 8 months. I'm not ruining all this work that I just did. And, again, those are so simple. That's nothing when it comes to your self esteem, but that
It's everything.
your
You
self-esteem when you're like, that's something I didn't think I could do, and that was a real struggle for me.
Yeah. When you prove to yourself you're capable, and one of the things I'll talk about is just the importance of accepting discomfort. It wasn't comfortable to
Mm.
give up Dr. Pepper. It
No,
wasn't
not at all.
comfortable to have the inner in between hairstyle, right? And so, but it was worth it because you really, really wanted the outcome.
Yes.
And so, once again, that's the decision we need to make every day. Is
Yes.
that outcome worth the discomfort?
I love that. Thank you. That should be a slogan or on a bumper sticker or something. So, how can everybody get a hold of you if they're interested in finding out more about your programs, your app that's going to launch, all that? Where can they get a hold of you?
So they can go to eLOVEate.co. So eLOVEate.co, not .com. That was already taken. .co. And you can learn everything about me, about my programs, about me as a speaker, about me as a coach. Everything you could need to know about Theresa Paganini and eLOVEate will be right there on eLOVEate.co.
Awesome. And you're on all the social channels as well, right?
I am. So you can find me at eLOVEate.co on both Facebook and Instagram. You'll find me at Theresa Paganini as Theresa Paganini on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
And those are the main ones that I'm on.
Fantastic. And if you haven't had a chance to get your Empower and Elevate ticket for March 20th, it's a full day of women pouring into each other. We have lunch, we have raffles, we have panel discussions and amazing speakers. And it just is really a room like no other. So get your ticket today. And if you use the promo code EMPOWER, you can get $10 off whatever the ticket price is. So we look forward to seeing you there. And I'm so excited to be able to hear you share your brilliance on stage and just pour into the wonderful women that are going to be there.
I'm so excited. Thanks for the opportunity, Catherine.
Oh, you bet.